in the first round. They decided to trade out the first round. At 25, they traded with the Giants. The Giants get the 25th pick. And then in return, the Texans got the 34th pick in second round, which is today. And then they got also the 99th pick in the third round and the 2026 third round pick from the Giants. So in all, in day two, because day two is second round and third round, the Texans now have five second and third round picks. You got me? So they have two second round picks, 34 and 58. And then they have three third round picks with 79, 89, and 99. So my first initial reaction, after listening to Casario and understanding, hey, they were trying to move up. I know one team for sure they were trying to move up with was Dallas. Dallas said, no, we're not interested. There was a few other teams that were mentioned, but they tried to move up pretty high in the draft to go get a guy they love. I don't know who exactly it was. From the rumors, it says Kelvin Banks Jr. It could have been somebody else, but they were trying to move up to go get a playmaker, to go get an offensive lineman they loved. It just didn't work out. So one thing I love about Casario, if he has a plan in mind, he's going to stick to his plan. So they love the guy, and they're like, hey, we're going to try to accumulate these picks, go up there and get him. They said no. Okay, cool. Let's see how the draft falls. As the draft's going, guys are coming off the board. Golden's off. Emeka's off. Certain tackles are off. So it's like, hey, why go reach for a guy just because we have a first round pick? If we don't love him, why are we spending this money on him? And a lot of GMs, and I said this before, a lot of GMs, they think or they value pick like number 20 to like 55-ish the same. They value them the same. So why are you reaching for a first round pick if you don't love the guy? There's plenty of talent in the second round. There's plenty of talent in the third round to be able to bring a guy in that can be a plug and play guy. And I'll be honest with you, this is Nick Casario's, this is his wheelhouse. If you look at where he got Nico Collins, it was third round. If you look where he got Kamari Lassiter, it was second round. If you look where he got Christian Harris, it was mid-round picks, right? He knows how to get and find mid-round picks that can contribute right away on a franchise in an organization. So I'm actually excited that they didn't reach for a guy. They didn't feel the pressure of, oh, we got to pick this first-round guy and make sure he's the guy. No, find a guy you love. Find a guy that fits your system, that fits your culture, and he should be a plug and play guy. A second round pick or a third round pick still, hear me out, still should be a big time contributor in their rookie year. When you draft first, second, and third round, you are saying these guys are good enough to be a contributor in some type of way, some point of the season in their rookie year. So don't just get all down like, oh, we trade our 25th pick. What are we going to do? They didn't love nobody. If they didn't love somebody, great. Move on and find somebody you do love. And I'm telling you, there's some quality players that I think that are still left, and we'll get to that in a second. But if you look at last night, I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all. We knew Trader Nick, as I like to call him, right? Instead of Trader Joe's, Trader Nick, we knew he was going to be moving and grooving and trying to get up, and he tried his best. He tried to go up and get somebody. Don't know who it was. He tried to go get up somebody. Didn't work out. You know what? We don't want to waste it. We're going to trade back, accumulate more picks, and be good to go. So I'm encouraged that Nick is staying within his game plan, not reaching and executing what they want to do. Because it's all about fit. It's all about culture. It's all about who fits what we're trying to do. And I believe the one thing about the Texans, they're all on the same page. From the top down, they're all on the same page. At the draft party last night, which I was hosting, Kyle McNair, Hannah McNair came up on stage, the owners of the team, the CEO. They came on stage and said, hey, we're going to bring in a really good player. Now, we just don't know where or when, and we trust Nick. That's what he said. We trust Nick. He may trade up and try to get a guy. He may trade back and try to get a guy. He may stay put, but we trust Nick. And I think that's what we need to do as Texans fans is truly trust what he's doing. Trust what he's doing. And this mid-round range is where Nick really does well. So I'm interested to see today what they do. Now, if you look at the end of the first round, there was a lot of tackles, or the big-time names kind of went off the board as far as tackles and guards, right? Tyler Booker got off the board early. The kid from Missouri got off the book early. There's a couple of Ohio State guys got off the book early. So Banks went off early. So when those guys, or even late, Josh Simmons went late from Ohio State. When those guys are off the board that were kind of going towards, or they were mentioned with the Texans, now it's like, okay, if there's no big name, I shouldn't say big name, if there's no quality guards or tackles that we really want, I think you should focus on playmaker at 34. Truly focus on playmaker at 34 because there's a run of receivers that's about to come off. The only three receivers went first round last night, if I'm not mistaken. Kid from Arizona, Tex, he went to Carolina. Matthew Golden and Emeka. Matthew Golden went to Pittsburgh. Went to the Green Bay, and then Emeka went to Tampa Bay. So the focus in my opinion, it should be at 34. It should be playmaker. And I'm telling you, like I said a couple pods ago, Luther Burden III. He's sitting right there, prime and ready at number 34. Period. 33, right above you are the Cleveland Browns. I think they got to go quarterback. I think they got to go Shador or Milrow or Tyler Shuck or somebody they love there, because eventually those quarterbacks are going to be falling off the board the later you get, right? So I think Burton will still be there at 34 after the Browns. And if he's there, he is your Z receiver. He is your receiver on the outside that's opposite of Nico Collins. So you have Luther Burden III out there, who I compare to Deebo Samuel. He's explosive. He can run after the catch. He's physical. He's a dog mentality. He's a hard worker. He fits the swarm mentality that the Texans want to do. It just makes so much sense. He's 6 feet, 200 pounds, thicker guy. He can go deep. He can run short. He's really good at short intermediate routes. He has to continue to develop his route running, because he wasn't challenged in the route running game at Mizzou because of the play calling. But he's the guy that's going to make plays for you. Oh man, he's gonna make plays for you at a high rate, and that's what you need right now. You need more playmakers that help CJ Stroud. But he's the guy I'm interested in. I'm also interested in Trey Harris. He think he'll be there in that range, and Jaden Higgins. And Jaden Higgins is a big time receiver from Iowa State, 6'3", 6'4". So if you add Jaden Higgins, you got 6'4" on one side, 6'4" on the other side, two big bodies with Christian Kirk coming up the middle. I think that would be a lot of fun to watch when it comes to the Texans offense, but you got to go playmaker here. I'm not sold that any of the tackles left, any of the guards left won't be there in the third round, or won't be there with your second round pick, right? You have so many options here. You can go get a tackle in the third round. You can go get a guard in the late second round if you really wanted to. So I think you're in good position right now to get you a playmaker. Playmakers are going to come off the board early. Hear me out. I think playmakers are going to come off the board early. So you have to be extremely ready. You have to be extremely tactical here, because if you let one of these guys go, like Luther Burden had a first round draft pick coming into this year's draft. Like he could went anywhere from 20 on down to second round. As a matter of fact, in the beginning of the year, look at mock drafts, he was a top 10, top 10, top 15 pick. And it wasn't because of his lack of ability that he dropped in the draft. It was his production. It was the offense he was in. It was not him at all. So if you can find a way to get Luther Burden, who I love, or Trey Harris from Ole Miss, or Jaden Higgins early on at 34, I think you're in really good shape. I would lean towards Luther. I'm telling you, Luther is the guy. He would be ideal there. Now, when you talk about third round picks, that's where I would go in the tackle range. That's where I'm going in the tackle range. I think you got some good tackles from a tackle from Minnesota out there that's dominant. And when you look at tackles from the Big Ten, they know how to block. They know how to be physical. Usually those guys are maulers and really know how to finish their blocks. There's also later in the second round, there's a center. He can possibly play some guard for you from Georgia. Really good physical guy, played center for a while. So I'm intrigued to see what they do. But when it comes to the second round, you got some options there. You really got some options. Now, of course, since you have 5 day 2 picks, you could package some of them up and move back up in the second, package some of them up, move higher up in the third. You got some things you can do, but it's going to be critical that you hit on guys that fit the swarm mentality, the culture, and what you want to do on the offense side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. Again, when you go first, second, or third round, these are guys that are contributors in day one contributors. Period. In their rookie year, they should be contributing in some type of way. So, just want to hit on that. I'm not mad at Nick Caserio Great job not forcing anything. We called him Trader Nick for a reason, right? 5 picks today. We'll see what they do with that. Looking around the AFC South, because you have to. Texans are in the AFC South. You see the Titans, excuse me, took Cam Ward as the #1 pick. No surprise there. We know what they're doing. They want to build around Cam. No surprise there. I don't think that would change too much. They still got some work to do on the different sides of the ball, but I think Cam can be a good player in the long run. When you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars and what they decided to do, they gave up a haul. This is not the same old Jaguars team where they're more conservative. They'll take the last 3 years, 4 years, they took D lineman in the first round, whatever the case may be. Um, they're being more aggressive, and they gave up a haul. They gave up their fifth overall to the Browns. They gave up a next year's first. They gave up a third and a second. It was a bunch of picks that they threw at the Browns to move up to #2 to get Travis Hunter. Now, I'm bringing up Jacksonville in the AFC South for a reason. I think it's getting tougher, y'all. I truly think it's getting tougher. Now, they got to go out there and perform. They got to go out there and do their due diligence, right? I think Tennessee's still ways away. But when you look at the pieces that are putting into place, think about Jacksonville. You got Brian Thomas Jr. on one side, had a heck of a year. Heck of a year as a rookie. LSU product, over 1,000 yards, over, I think, 7, 8 touchdowns. Really good playmaker. He is the true #1 receiver. Then you add on the other side, Travis Hunter. That's a scary sight. You're setting things up for Trevor Lawrence to say, "Hey, we're giving you everything that you want. We're giving you everything." You got tight end and Britton Strange, who had a heck of a year last year, subbing in for Evan Ingram, and he was so good they got rid of Evan Ingram. Right, you still got Parker Washington in the slot. You still got your running backs and ETN and what's the big guy from Auburn? I can't think of his name, but you got 2 solid running backs there. You're setting up a thing where, hey, Jacksonville, this is some competitiveness going on right now, right? You got a team out there that can compete and score points, and you got to be able to score. In the AFC, you got to be able to score. You have to. You have to be able to score. If you look at Joe Burrow in that offense, you look at Patrick Mahomes in that offense, look at Lamar Jackson in that offense, look at Josh Allen in that offense. That's why I think the Texans need to go playmaker, right, in this particular round in day 2. But back to Jacksonville, they're getting better. Team on the rise. Let's go to the Colts. They got a steal. I don't know what the Bears were doing. I shouldn't say I love. I like Colston Loveland from the Michigan tight end, and the Bears liked him over Tyler Warren. And I'm like, daggone it. Now we got to see Tyler Warren with the Colts twice a year. So the AFC South is building something. But the thing is, you got to find a quarterback to give him the ball. Not sure Anthony Richardson is there yet. I know Daniel Jones. I think we've seen the best of Daniel Jones. Not sure if he'll even win the job or beat Anthony Richardson out. But Tyler Warren is going to be a problem. Not a problem. He's going to be somebody that the Texans really going to have to dive into twice a year. But they got the secondary to do it. They brought in C.J. Gardner-Johnson. They got Jalen Petrie. They got Jimmy Ward. They should be all right. I just want to say the AFC South is getting better. So don't sleep on the AFC South if you're the Texans. You got to continue to get you better. You got to continue to add pieces, add weapons, add depth to what you have going on. And I think you'll be all right. But today, day 2, should be a fun day. It should be an outstanding day. It should be a lot of guys coming into Houston that we're excited about. And I'm very curious to see where they go with the 34th pick. Very curious. Very curious. Again, I will go Luther Burden Jr., but we'll see what happens. All right, y'all. Day 2 of the NFL draft is today. Make sure you locked in. Please subscribe, like, watch everything of Believe in Texans on all platforms. You can subscribe and like to it. Hey, much love to you all. And as always, go Texans.